friends, it's Ms. Robin from the Botanical Garden. Welcome to another virtual story time. So today we're going to be thinking about boats. Now, a lot of you get to go on boat rides because we're very lucky and live near the water. Some of your families might even have a boat at home. So think about what your favorite things are to do on a boat when we read this book. This is called Busy Boats by Tony Mitton and Aunt Parker. And this is about all different kinds of boats. Boats are really wonderful for sailing us around. They travel through the water with a sloppy, slappy sound. It's fun to go out boating, especially in the sun. The water's cool and sparkly, so come on, everyone. A boat sits on the water like an empty bowl or cup. It's hollow and it's full of air, and that's what keeps it up. Remember that for our experiment we're doing a little bit later. An anchor holds you steady. When you're bobbing in a bay, you wind a chain to raise it when you want to sail away. Over lakes and seas and rivers, winds blow very strong. Some boats have sails to catch it, so it pushes them along. To handle boats with masts and sails, you need a clever crew. The captain is the one in charge who tells them what to do. A dinghy or a rowboat is useful near the shore. You make it travel backwards by pulling on each oar. Where did they go? A motorboat is powered by a propeller from the back. It whooshes through the water and it leaves a foamy track. And in case, by accident, you tumble from the boat, what do you have to wear? You have to wear a life jacket made to help you stay afloat. Some boats are built for fishing where the ocean waves are steep. Their nets are cast to catch the fish and haul them from the deep. Do any of my friends like to go fishing? A ship can carry cargo, which is loaded at the docks. Heave ho! Look out below. Here comes a giant box. A ferry carries cars and trucks to where they need to go. The people travel up above, the vehicles stay below. A mighty ocean liner has a big and busy crew. It carries many passengers. They're waving now. Yoo-hoo! The ship has cozy cabins where the passengers can stay, and out on deck they stroll around and watch the sea or play. But when the journey's over, ahoy, the lighthouse rock! The ship glides into harbor and ties up at the dock. The end. We have an experiment today. It's a very simple one, but it's actually just how scientists answer questions. So our experiment today has to do with whether things sink down to the bottom of the water or stay at the top. Oops. So I'm going to show you a couple examples, but you can test this out at home with all sorts of different things. All we need is something to hold water and different things where we want to answer whether or not they sink or float. So how we do this experiment is we start with a guess. First I have a rock. What's your guess? Will it sink or float? So let's test it and find out. Our rock sinks. Next, I have a marker. What do you think this one's going to do? Let's see. I don't know. Our marker floats. I also have a little flower. What do you think this one's going to do? It started out floating, and then it sank. Now, to make it a little trickier, I have 2 pieces of tin foil that are about the same size. My first one, I'm going to crumble up into a little ball. Do you think this will sink or float? So this one still floats. I can try a different shape and make something like a little boat. So this one floats, but if it gets too much water in it, it might start to sink. So it's not just what things are made out of, it might be their shape too. Now, even though this is a very simple experiment, grown-up scientists do just the same thing. They ask a question, and then, based on what they know, they make a guess. They test out their guess, and whether they're right or wrong, they learn something new. And a lot of times, whatever you learn ends up leading you to new questions, and you start all over again. So for our last thing today, we have a craft, but instead of telling you what to do for your craft, today's your day to be a little creative. So we're going to make boats, but what you make the boat out of is up to you. There's all things that can be made into boats. I have 3 different examples, just to give you some ideas. This one started with an old sponge. I have a straw and a piece of paper for a sail. You might have some extra corks. I held them together with rubber bands. And then a little wire holds up my sail. And my third boat, I made out of tin foil, since I found that it floats. I've got a pipe cleaner to hold up its sail. And I tested this first, and it fell over. So what I did after testing it is I added a couple of coins in the bottom to help it stay upright. Now, I have a little pond at my home that I can test my boats in. We'll see how they work. If you don't have a pond, you can always fill up your bathtub. Now, just like real boats, these boats can move with the wind. So you can try having a boat race with your family. It's just another type of experiment. See what kinds of boats can move the fastest or float the longest. Have fun trying different types of boats, and let us know which ones work the best. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again soon.